Hello.
Oh, how are you?
I'm okay.
I'm going to talk with a Swedish accent tonight.
Because
Just kidding.
I guess that is
It's
kind of Swedish.
it's Minnesota. Yeah, I don't know. I can't hold it for very long.
It's great though.
Yeah,
I loved every second.
thank you.
So, guess what?
Chicken butt.
No, not chicken butt. We're gonna be talking about how to use compost today,
Score.
and part of that is because a year ago I had absolutely no idea how to use it. Were you in this boat too, or is that just me?
I still don't know how to use it because I
Oh,
don't make
good.
compost. I send my compost off in the city bucket. So,
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's sort of this like mystery uh ingredient that I'm like
what do
people
you
tell
do
you to
with it?
make it in your backyard and then what? Like
Yeah,
let it
like,
sit? I don't get it.
do you sacrifice it to the earth god? I don't know what you do with it. Yeah.
Yeah, do you eat it? Probably
Yeah,
not.
my dog does, or did. Yeah.
Right, fair. Yeah, so I've been kind of confused about this whole compost thing, but I'm kind of a compost convert now, and I even bought some because mine's not ready
What?
yet.
Yeah,
And I am here to share all the ways you can use it to help your plants.
I'm stoked.
Yay! Welcome to Greening Up My App. Alrighty. So, how are you?
I'm good. I just got back from a camping trip. We record these in advance, so there was the solar eclipse yesterday, and I was camping, and so I am au natural today. There's no makeup. You get to see me in my raw state. So
In your
I'm
raw skin. I thought that's what you were
yes,
going to say.
that's the noise it makes.
Oh my
Yes,
god,
I'm.
you froze. Your
I'm.
your video froze when you did that, and it looked
I
so
made the
great.
worst face in the world. Awesome. Great. I think there's a thunderstorm rolling through here and I think it might affect my connectivity, which just let's make everything feel really apocalyptic tonight. How does that sound?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Wow, I'm on a
Well, the
delay
eclipse was
too.
not.
Yeah.
Oh no. Are you good now?
Shit. Am I good now? Okay, we can cancel all that out, I guess.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I think you're okay now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. If you hear thunder, there's a thunderstorm rolling through.
I do hear it.
There it is. So we might be under a tornado warning. No,
Oh
tornado
boy.
watch. Yeah, I don't
Which
know.
is worse, the watch or the warning?
Warning. Warning
Okay.
is tomatoes. Tornadoes are imminent under a warning. A watch is we're keeping an eye out. So
Okay, this is so dumb, but growing up, I always thought watch meant like watch out in the sky because it's coming
I mean, if yeah, it's like
when I was a kid.
yeah,
And I still get confused because of it. I'm like,
me too. I it use a
watch
different
out.
word. Like say tornado maybe and tornado likely and
Yeah.
tornado definitely. Like that's a
Yeah.
good system. That makes more sense. Tornado watch, like okay, we're looking for them.
Yes.
Tornado warning, like we're also looking for them.
It's like grab your binocs.
Yeah,
They're coming.
let's
I don't
go
know.
out and see. Yeah, which don't do that. If there's a tornado warning, go to the
No.
safe place in your house, which they don't teach you that. Where that it's your bathtub, I think, in the center of your house or your
Yeah,
basement.
we have a basement, so I would
Yeah,
definitely go there. But
do
I've
not have
taken
a
Charlie
basement.
to the basement a couple times actually,
Yeah,
just because I'm like freaked out.
I mean
And
that's
Joe, of
fair.
course, is like upstairs, like, oh, it's fine. I'm like,
Watching TV and eating cereal. Yeah,
yeah. I'm like, dude, just get down here. I don't want you sucked away.
yeah. Please, it's the worst story ever.
Yeah, truly, that would
My
be
husband
horrible.
wouldn't listen to the warnings.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
But yeah, compost. So compost.
yeah,
How are you
compost.
doing?
Oh, I'm not great, to be honest. We're slogging through this one, but I'm gonna try to keep a keep my head up. I don't know how to say it, but I had a death in the family, but I'm still yeah, but I'm still I'm here. It's not super unexpected, so it's my grandma, but
No, I'm sorry.
still sucks. But we're here. We're here.
Well, I hope this is like a bright spot of laughter and
It
distraction for
is.
you.
It is. That's why I was like, I don't really want to skip because what the hell else am I gonna do?
Right?
Just
You're
be
gonna sit
like
there and think
sad.
about things. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's talk
Although
about worms.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say the other option would be playing Zelda. I've gotten really into the new Zelda game.
Ooh, that's
I've
cool. I've heard it's
never
amazing.
played. Yeah, I've never played any Zelda game before, which is
Ever.
kind of yeah, it's kind of unbelievable because it's really like my kind of game. I just have never played it before, so I'm loving it. It's
Excellent.
awesome.
I love Zelda. I used to play it with my sisters. When the first Zelda, I'm dating myself now, but when the first Zelda came out, I would watch my sister play and make up
Nice.
words to the songs.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
so cute. That's so cute. Yeah, this one's really, really like you build stuff and
Yeah.
you like I don't know. There's such a world to it. It's really
Yeah.
amazing.
That sounds very soothing.
It is, and the music is nice. Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. It would have been
Awesome.
the perfect pandemic game.
Yep.
Actually,
Well, start your own pandemic.
there we go. No, never again, please God. Oh my God, imagine.
Not in this lifetime. Yeah.
No, please God. So yeah, so here we are chatting about compost, and we're gonna do it a little bit differently today, partially because my brain hurts and my heart hurts, everything hurts, but it's fine. And partially because I kind of wanted to try like a shorter format. We always say like, oh, it's gonna be shorter. It's never shorter. So
45 minutes long, no matter what we do. Yeah.
it's like no matter what, which is fine because a lot of times that just means we're chatting more, which is fun. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm gonna try a little bit more focusing on like how to use compost rather than looking at like compost as looking at a specific product. So
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
So yeah, more like informative and just a really quick rundown. So if you're like, I have this compost that I made or whatever, if you think, oh, I wonder if I can use compost in my yard, then you'll be able to pull it up in your little brain. Not your little brain. You have big brains.
The little Rolodex in your brain. There you go.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Also dating myself again. Yes.
I think Rolodex people still use it. I think
They
it's
still,
an emoji.
yeah, it's kind of like the save icon is a floppy disk, and people don't know what a
Yes.
floppy disk is. Rolodex is still a
Yeah.
term that we use, and people are like, what even is that?
Yeah, what is that? My last boss had one, and it was so funny. But he also asked me to like print out tweets for him to read. So
Yeah.
for example,
I've had those bosses too. And you're like, that's not how this works. People who print emails, please don't print this email.
yeah,
It's here. It's on your phone. Just keep it on your phone.
yep,
Yeah.
It was pretty spectacular.
Mhm.
All right, so first off, who are we?
Yes.
You
Who
want-
are we? Well, I can go into that. We are Greening Up My Act, a weekly podcast talking about sustainable living. We are two marketing writers by day and podcasters on Tuesday nights.
Yes.
Or when we're out in public, I guess sometimes we're podcasters. But we both do marketing for a living and have been for a long time. And we both had an interest in living greener, more sustainable lives, like making personal choices in our home lives to try and see if they could affect the environment or our impact on the environment. And we do the research and ask the questions that our friends don't have time for. And then we talk about it and try to look through what is marketing, greenwashing, or as we call it, green hooey, which is words that marketers use to kind of sucker you into believing they're safe and kind and generous and whatever else. It's like, you know, how narcissists are. They're charming. Marketing could be the same.
Oh my God.
We have
It's like the
narcissistic.
sustainability narcissist of
Yeah. Gaslighting.
consumer
Sustainability gaslighting. Yeah. And we try to illuminate that and, you know, separate the wheat from the chaff and what really works, what's affordable, what's doable, and what is kind of just a lot of fluff or, zeitgeisty kind of
Smoke
popular
and mirrors.
things that don't really mean anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we're interested in.
Yeah, because as we have learned, the FTC rarely, very rarely cracks down on this stuff.
Yeah.
And they usually only crack down on it if they're like misleading about what the product actually contains. Like I remember there was one for bamboo. I think it was like sheets or something that said that they were made from bamboo, and they didn't make it clear that they were like bamboo fabric, like viscose is what it's called.
Yeah. Which is a type of plastic, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And it ain't great. And that was the only reason, though, that they cracked down on it. And they could have said lots of other things and they would never crack down on it. And I think it's just because a competitor complained.
Yeah.
So it's like.
So that's it. Like,
yeah.
we don't
like
have a voice as consumers.
Yeah. The FTC's probably not funded well enough or staffed well enough to crack down on every single thing coming from China with a leaf on it.
100%. How could they? Yeah, I know. Yeah, and the other thing is that like, there's so many other considerations. Our biggest thing in America is keep the economy going, right? So,
oh God, yep. Yeah. Sigh.
At the expense of our earth and our safety and our health.
Yeah. Speaking of, just went on a Boeing flight.
How'd that go for you?
It was a Max. And I didn't die, so that was fine. But my soul died a little bit.
Yeah, you're a little.
Yeah, like
anxiety peaked. Yeah.
Oh my God, I was actually really scared because I had my daughter with me. Especially, it was her first flight, and I'm like, so unfair that stupid Boeing just wants money over safety, and so they like ruined my first flight with my kid. It wasn't ruined; she was fine. She had it lost, but when we landed, she goes, "We made it! We did it!"
Everyone else on the flight is like, yeah, thank God.
Yeah, exactly.
She hasn't even read the news. She doesn't even know.
It's like she has no idea how accurate that is.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that was annoying. But, yeah, we're here trying to help you be a voice. Help us be a voice for ourselves, I guess, because we need to.
Yeah.
It's some BS out there, so.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So compost.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So my sources, I only used 3 for this one.
Oh.
I know, magic. So I looked at it's called the New York City Compost Project. They had sort of like a tip sheet on how to use compost.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon State University Extension had a really good article on compost in gardens. And Better Homes and Gardens had a very, journalistic, hard-hitting story about how to use
investigative
compost.
journalists. Yeah, they interviewed many sources. Some of them could not be named for their anonymity. Had to keep their confidentiality intact. And
although, to be fair, they did interview a bunch of people, so that's
cool.
Actually a pretty legit source.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't make fun of Better Homes and Gardens.
No.
They know their market.
Legit.
They know what they're doing.
Dude.
Yeah.
You can make a lot of money writing for them, so they're
hey, Better Homes and Gardens, why don't you call me and Tiffany and we'll have a chat.
We should
pitch to them.
We should. Why don't we?
Let's pitch to Better Homes and Gardens.
Oh my God, let's do it.
How to start a sustainable living podcast for your friends and family to enjoy.
There you go. Perfect. All right, so today we are chatting about compost and how to use it. First off, real quick, what is compost? If you missed, we had an episode on composting.
Yeah.
A while ago. I think
we talked about it in our
season?
Waste. Yeah, season 3.
Yeah.
I think Waste.
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3?
2. I don't. It's hard to remember. Why is
the
it so
days they blend together? This is our 4th season, and we've been doing this a year, and you wouldn't think that 1 year, but it's enough. We're on 40,
and we're even
47, 40, 50 episodes. So
almost, yeah. And we're even seasonal, so it's like we're not even on all year, but it still blends. Anyway, so we use. We talked about. So if you're interested in starting composting. Oh no, it was the Mill Kitchen Bin episode, wasn't that it?
That's when we talked about composting. So not even real, I guess it's real composting, but it's just...
Yeah, that one was fake, but then I definitely got into real actual composting at the end.
Yeah, because we were talking about there's a lot of gatekeeping around it. People are very Composting is mine.
Yeah, and there's like an exact scientific way to do it. Whereas all it really is throwing a bunch of shit together. It doesn't have to be in perfect, some people were trying to tell me down at my library that it needed to be in perfect layers, like thin layers of each. And sure, I'm sure that would work better, but you're stirring it all up anyway. So I'm like, your layers are going to go to shit very quickly. So
it's not. This is a lasagna that has been dumped on the floor and put back into a bowl. Like, this is lasagna soup.
Exactly.
It's not even lasagna anymore.
Yeah. And it's basically like if something gets slimy or stinky, you just add more brown stuff.
Yeah.
And that's kind of all you need to do.
More leaves, more dry, more cardboard. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it is funny to me because I was really intimidated by it. And now I realize it's just throwing a bunch of shit in a bin. And turning it. I've turned it once, to be clear. You don't even have to turn it. It goes faster if you do, but yeah, you don't have to. So
it's oxygen, right? Yeah.
Yes, and that's the big thing with compost is like that's why it's better, and it's because this is what we learned, and this was one of the most interesting things that we learned while we were talking about composting. It's better because there is oxygen involved, which during the breakdown process, if there's oxygen involved, it doesn't produce methane.
Mm-hmm.
So methane is a super bad greenhouse gas. If there's and in a landfill, stuff's breaking down, but there's no oxygen, so methane is produced.
Anaerobic environment. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
to be clear, we're talking about the breakdown of organic material for compost, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yes. I was gonna say like cardboard. I guess
it's organic. Yeah, it's made from plant like trees.
Yeah.
So like you're not talking about like you're not going to compost plastic bottles.
No, that just won't break down.
Right. And even as we talked about, compostable trash bags do not go in your home compost.
Yeah,
right.
Most of them say on the package like meant for
commercial
facilities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can throw in like your vegetable scraps, you don't want to throw in like meat or cheese or dairy, but you can throw in eggshells. Eggshells are really good for compost actually. Coffee grounds can go in. You can throw in a lot of stuff. And some people say like nothing with grease on it, but then I talked to another lady and she was like, oh yeah, I put my pizza boxes in because there's not that much grease and it's fine.
It's still cardboard. Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I really liked about this lady in particular was she said, if something doesn't fully break down, you just pick it out.
Yeah.
So
if it's still in there, you just rake it out. And yeah, okay, that makes sense. And throw it away.
And I was like, oh, yeah, because you think, oh, I need to be perfect with this. But no, not really. Not at all. So I loved her. She was great. So finished compost is dark. It's like a really dark color. It smells earthy, and it shouldn't still contain, like, you shouldn't still be able to see the original materials. That means that it's fully composted, basically. It's fully complete. Its process is done. You can use the one, like, if it still has if you can still see the leaves and it's not quite so broken down, you can use that on, like, your, like, under a tree or something. Sort of like mulch.
Okay.
But that's not really considered true finished compost.
Okay.
But it's still usable. It's just how patient
it'll continue to break down under the tree.
Yeah, it might not turn into like compost, but it'll do the same stuff over time. All the nutrients will be there. So
the rain has started in earnest.
I hear it. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, I have a metal roof. So if I blow away, that's...
oh my God. Are you like nervous right now?
I don't hear any. I know. I'm not.
Okay. Do you have alarms?
If my...
tornado?
My phone will give me you'll hear it. Okay, yeah, I've got a severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay.
But not National
That's not
Weather
too bad.
Service. Yeah. No, severe thunderstorm watch.
Oh God. What is it? What does that mean? No.
Oh, yeah. So not tornadoes or anything. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever had a tornado there?
None that touched down. I think in the area there may have been one.
Okay. You don't hear about them in cities. I don't know why that is.
Oh. talk to my boyfriend about that. He's done the YouTube research. Apparently, the shape of cities, like for instance, we don't get. I think it has to do with the heat dome effect.
Oh,
But-
okay.
But a lot of the ways that cities are laid out prevents certain storms from happening in cities.
Oh, that's
So it's
really
like there's
interesting.
the air currents and the heat, I think. Like for
Okay.
instance, in Albuquerque, it'll snow all around Albuquerque, but not in Albuquerque. And they call it the snow hole. But part of it is the heat effect of urban centers. But there's something about the physical layout of cities. And I'll ask him about that. We can
That is
talk
so
about it
interesting. You
Yeah.
don't think about it much, but yeah.
Yeah. they
Yeah,
hit-
I've seen storms like go around DC before on
Yeah.
the radar.
Yeah. I think it has to do with the heat but
Huh.
it could be the physical layout of the city too. So.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, at least you don't have to worry about a tornado, most likely.
Knock on wood. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm all cavalier about it, and then like 4 seconds, this podcast becomes famous because we watch catcocks blow away in the wind. That'd be a great way to
God.
go. I would take
Please,
it.
God.
If it made you rich
I
and
would
famous,
take it.
Tiffany, I would take it.
I
Okay.
appreciate
I've said
the
it live
willingness
now.
to sacrifice yourself. But
It's all
I
for
would
you,
not.
babe.
Yeah, and then I'm traumatized for life.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, you're heartbroken. You want some more heartbreak? Here you go. Lose your grandmother and your podcasting partner in the same day.
Oh my god.
This isn't even
So
funny. I'm sorry.
Morbid.
It's so-
It's okay. I love morbid humor. So
Yeah, me too.
It's all good.
It makes me laugh. Yeah. I'm sorry, everyone out there who's thinks we're insensitive, but it's not your
Yeah.
grandmother and it's not your podcasting partner.
I was gonna
so
say, what do you care?
shut up. Laugh with us. No one cares.
Oh my god, yeah, truly. Okay, so compost. What are the various ways to use compost? All right, so I found 9, there's probably more, but 9 big ways to use compost. 9.
That's a lot. I was thinking 3. I could think of 3. Okay.
Yeah. So one of the big ways is to improve your soil in like your vegetable gardens, your landscaped areas, in containers, on your
Okay.
lawn,
Mhm.
basically anywhere you can think of. So, and this is really the big one because that's what everybody thinks of compost for.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah, put it on your garden.
Yes. And to be honest, a year ago, I didn't even know that. I was like,
Oh,
where are you
okay.
putting this shit? Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand. And then,
Under your bed.
yeah. And so, and between the sheets. Okay.
In lasagna layers.
It improves sleep.
Yes.
Uh,
Probably. The earthy smell and the earthworms.
Exactly. So it contains, because of all the stuff that's broken down into your compost, it contains nutrients and it improves your soil quality. It very much depends on what is in the compost. Like, you got to put it in to get it out. So, whatever nutrients are in eggshells, I don't know, but it's going to help.
Calcium.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. So that'll be in your compost, but if you only have like sticks and leaves, it's going to have a lower nutritive value. It's still going to be good, but just something to keep in mind that
Interesting. Yeah,
like
that
vegetable
makes
scraps
perfect
and
sense.
fruit scraps are
Yeah.
really handy for that, for adding nutrients and stuff. So the University of Oregon says one of their tips was don't fill your raised beds with only compost. So you want to mix it with either
The soil.
either like the soil that's already there or a soil mix. And that's because they say compost lacks the mineral component of earth and soil and planting mixes.
Oh.
It
Okay.
must be mixed with these materials to support plant growth.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
It makes sense. I couldn't have like produced that of my own intelligence, like, hey, by the
Yeah.
way. But I feel like they sell mixes like pre-mixed.
I think they do.
Okay. Because I was
Yeah.
wondering, like, can you pre-mix it? Like, could you
Mhm.
buy potting soil that has compost in it? Or does it need to be, again, layered or whatever?
Yeah, I'll get into that a little bit
Okay.
at the end
Okay.
about like making your own.
Okay.
So ideally you want to mix it into the soil, getting it as deep as you can. So if you have like a new bed, this is a perfect time to throw a bunch of compost on and then like really dig in there.
Okay.
I only put it on top, but I did use some this spring, so like even just a month ago. I don't know.
Are your tomatoes going to be enormous this year?
I'm not growing tomatoes, but it might
good.
help
That's terrible.
right. Jesus Christ, freaking tomatoes. No, but it might help my goldenrod. I don't know. We'll see. I am going to put some by my raspberries too, because I
nice.
that they probably would benefit. Just laziness. Haven't done it yet. It's fine. Again, lazy gardeners. That's all we That's what we promote over here.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you can. Mm-hmm. So, another thing is too much compost can stunt plant growth and lead to pollution or runoff into water sources. So, you would have to go really ham with it to like really make it not work, because like, or not be effective. Mm-hmm. Because Oregon State says like 3 to 4 inches is acceptable. Okay. And I'm like, 4 inches? Like, that's a lot. Once again.
Boy inches or girl inches?
Yeah, probably girl inches, I guess. Anyway.
So real inches. Okay.
Yeah. But that's a lot. Like,
it
3
is.
or 4 inches of soil, you'd have to really have a shitload of compost there to even get more than that.
Especially because a lot of it's air, right?
Yeah. So I think probably using it over and over and over again, like every single year, every single season, is where you would probably run into trouble. But
okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the first. That's really like the main use of it. But I wanted to go into a little bit of these other 8 uses that are similar, but other ways that I didn't necessarily think about using it like. One of them is actually the way that I used it. So it's so funny, like when you read stuff, you think, oh, there's a perfect way to do it. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, I should have dug deep into the soil. I should have done this. But then this article that I found was like, oh, actually, you can just throw it on top.
Oh.
So you can use it as like a side or a top dressing. I don't know what a side dressing is. I couldn't figure that out. I was like, sounds like a affair or something.
I know, right? My side dressing. I wonder if you make a row and you put it along the sides.
Could be. Oh, that could be. That would make sense.
Mm-hmm. But I figured like as long as it gets into the dirt at some point.
Yeah. That's what they're saying.
Have benefits. Yeah.
Is like it will wash, like the nutrients will wash down through the rain. So you can spread a thin layer in spring and in fall on your flower beds or on whatever, that's all I did. Mm-hmm. The weird thing is that this what the hell was it called? Better Homes and Gardens. I don't know. Better Homes and Gardens article said that you shouldn't let the compost touch the stems of the plants. And I was like, why?
Yeah, why?
I looked it up. I don't know. I did. So we'll see. If they all die, then I'll let you know.
I mean, again, and this is like, don't let perfection be the enemy of the good.
Exactly.
Is what I keep thinking. It's
yes.
It's the other thing. It's like, yeah, we have a lot of shared information now because of the internet and like generations of doing this scientifically. But like our ancestors just were like, decomposing eggshells make my corn grow better. Yep. So,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
some people just throw eggshells on top of like their vegetables.
Rabbit poop, Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yes. So totally agree. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'll let you know if everything just like
if it all dies
out on me. Then that would suck.
Then we'll know why. It's magic.
Yes, exactly.
There's no explanation for it. It's just magic.
The next way you can use it, you can perk up your old potting mix. So if you have an old bag of potting mix or you have a flower in potting mix, then you can you can add compost into it and it will add juice. Yeah, it will add nutrients and it will make it less dense. So if it's like really bogged down and just old and dense and whatever.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, cuz they need space for roots and
a little bit of air in there. Yeah.
I need to repot one of my spider plants.
Oh god, yeah. I have one, my Christmas cactus, which was actually from my grandma. I really should do that. All right, I'll get on it.
That's a
The
good.
thing is,
That's a good way to honor her.
I know it's true. I should. Okay, I'll do it because it was like thriving until this year, and now I think it's just root bound. But I can save her. She'll be fine. She'll be fine.
She'll be okay.
Next one, you can use it just as mulch. Instead of mulch, you can use compost.
So like to keep weeds down and to
yes, yeah. So it helps
maintain
with weed
water.
control.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, you're on it. Both of those.
Because I'm thinking about all these things I need to do with my fig tree that I planted last year and I haven't done. Yes,
well, you could try compost.
Yeah.
And it's usually more nutrient dense than mulch because mulch is usually it's not
sticks. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes cheap mulch, I've heard that if it's, I might have even said this before, but if it's dyed, it might be like not cardboard. Was that really plywood?
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Which is like cardboard cereal of.
Yeah, exactly. So to do that, you can spread it like 1 to 3 inches of compost in the spring or the fall over your beds or whatever you need mulch, wherever you need mulch. The next one, you can make compost tea. Have you heard of this? I hadn't either.
I think I may have. And
I
the
know,
first thing that comes to mind
have.
is like mushroom tea. You know, it's like,
yes.
it's a little, it's like an edible. But it's tea.
It probably would if you drank it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, compost
do something.
tea.
Yeah.
Probably get the runs real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. It would do something, that's for sure.
Please, nobody ingest compost. We don't know. There's no science. We didn't look this up. Please don't ingest compost because you're listening to our podcast.
No. Absolutely not. So it is what it sounds like. You soak compost in water, and then you can use that water on your indoor plants. You can use it on your outdoor plants.
Okay. Yes.
You can spray them. There's some sort of spray.
So that's like Miracle Grow.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And it adds
not
nutrients.
Fertilizer. Yeah.
Yeah, and it can also help prevent diseases. So I think it's just like the healthier your soil is, the less likely diseases are going to take root.
Okay.
That's what I've heard. So I thought that was kind of funny.
That's brilliant, actually.
Yeah. Kind of gross, but it's fine. No.
Tea.
Oh,
man. I just got the worst.
Do you want
Sorry,
to share?
I was thinking about like organic. Yeah, okay. I can share everybody this. If you're grossed out by periods, fast forward 15 seconds. But I knew of a woman who would use the blood from her menstrual cup to water her plants.
What?
Mm-hmm. It's got iron and nutrients in it. So, I mean, that's some extreme reduce, reuse, recycle kind of stuff. But anyway.
Yeah, I think that's something that can be a waste byproduct, and that's okay.
I'm fine flushing it.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
anyway,
we don't have to do that if we
That's
don't
not
want
compost.
to.
That's not the kind of compost we're talking about tonight.
It's not the tea that we're talking
Not
about.
the tea. Compost tea. Okay. So anyway.
Right. Yeah. So the next way you can use it is you can give new plants a boost. So you add compost to the soil that you're, like if you're planting a tree or a shrub, you mix compost in with the soil that you're planting it in, and that helps them grow better and adapt to their new environment a little bit better. I was doing that with just sort of haphazardly with potting soil. I was throwing some potting soil into the holes when I was planting my pollinator garden. Mm-hmm. Now I realize compost probably would have been a little bit better, but I didn't know.
Oh, well, now you do. Next time.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And it probably didn't hurt what I did, but, you know.
Yeah.
Compost is just really good for that stuff.
Yeah.
You can also add it to your house plants. So even people who don't have a yard, or don't bother with landscaping or whatever, if you have houseplants, you can feed them, and it helps as their nutrients are depleted from like the potting mix as they like use all of the nutrients that are in the
It's not eternal. Yeah.
Yeah, and anytime you repot a plant, it's good to add too. So I need to remember that with my Christmas cactus.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, you can make a DIY potting mix, which is kind of what you were talking about a minute ago. So you can actually save your own or make your own. So save money because it's can be kind of expensive. And I'm going to talk about the price a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The recommendation is to blend together equal parts compost, vermiculite, and coconut coir. Coir? C-O-I-R. Coir.
Coir.
I don't know how to say that.
C'est quoi coconut coir? Je connais pas ce mot. C'est quoi?
I love it.
Maintenant, on parle français. We went from Swedish to français.
I don't really understand any French, so
Lucky you.
you
I'm
could
just kidding.
No.
I just insulted your mother. No,
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I didn't. I said now we're speaking French.
love it.
Basically.
Love it.
I was like, what is this coconut coir? I do not know this word.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just like the shell, like coconut, bits of the coconut shell.
Okay.
I think that's what I assumed. Let me take a look-see.
It sounds French. Coir noir.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting word. As two writers, we always like to
yeah.
look at the word.
I like where etymologies are from. Well, I'm thinking cuir is like leather. So good, like skin. Okay.
Oh, it is just. Oh, I think I have some in my house and I didn't even know it.
What is it? What is it? Share it.
It
Tell
looks
us.
like dirt.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just like Epic Gardening says that it is a lot of advantages. We just want to know what the F is.
Just tell us the dictionary definition, please.
Yeah, I'm not interested in a $1,000 starter kit. Go away. Okay. Yeah, it's a husk.
Okay.
So
yeah,
basically,
husk.
husks used to be wasted, but now they're used in gardening. That's so cool.
And it's the fiber from the outer husk of the coconut used for making ropes and matting, and now we know also for compost.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and actually, I have.
Oh, yes, that's
A
the stuff
pot.
that always comes. Yeah, it
Yes.
comes in the.
It's like in. The
I was like,
hanging-
what is
hanging
this? Is it hay?
baskets.
Yeah, it's coconut coir. Okay.
Yeah, I had no idea. Now we know.
Also, how do
But
you
you
pronounce
can-
coir?
Yeah, exactly. You can buy it, and the ones I was looking at, it's very much. It looks like a really fluffy dirt, so it doesn't. It's not going to come in a mat if you buy it. I'm guessing, and then you just mix that in with vermiculite, which again I don't totally know what that is. Vermiculite. Ah, yes, that's the white stuff.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking, but granules.
Okay.
Okay, so that just adds probably air, I'm guessing. Pros over here, clearly.
Super
Anyway,
gross. You better
you can
add that
make
to your list
own.
of sources. But sorry. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's really good to add. Compost is really good to add into potting mix. So
Okay.
even if you get like a potting mix, you can also just add compost to it because why not? It's good.
Yeah.
So, last one,
Mm-hmm.
you can help your lawn, and
Fuck
you
lawns, but
spread.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. But for the small portions of lawn that you have for your dog,
Mhm,
after we have
mhm.
converted the rest into
Mhm.
native-
Wildflowers and
yeah,
native plants and pollinator gardens. Yeah.
right. In an ideal world. So you spread 1 to 3 inches of compost across bare soil before adding grass or clover seed, and it can help the seed to like take root and grow better. And you can also spread a thin layer over mature grass to help lower your watering needs.
Yeah.
Potentially, this I don't know if it's proven, but it can help lower your watering needs and add nutrients. So
Like mulch. I mean, yeah, but
Mhm.
without the mulchy effect of mulch. Okay.
yeah, exactly.
And better
So
than
I-
fertilizer because it's not going to create chemical runoff.
Well, it can if you have way too much of it.
Okay.
But I don't see it creating that big of a it's not like a dairy farm or something.
Right. Yeah.
Not a
it's
dairy
not gonna be
farm.
like
That's-
nitrates.
You're not putting
Manure.
fertilizer on your
I mean,
cows.
yeah.
Manure, sure. Yeah. You're not
No, I got what
fertilizing
you
your
meant.
cows. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should. Let's put compost on the cows. See what happens. Maybe they'll stop farting methane and
Maybe.
we solve global warming. Look at that.
Yay. Look
Compost
at
your cows. Don't compost your cows, people. Do not listen to us.
Don't compost your cows. All right, so lastly, this is my last because I'm not doing a granola rating this time. And look, we're already at 40 minutes. I knew it.
Yep.
So we chat
because we've been chatting about.
It's good.
Yeah,
Chatting's good.
This is a fun meandering. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the last thing, is this something a normal person could do or afford? So as an individual, you can buy bagged compost, bulk compost, which bulk compost is like my local composting facility. You can buy it directly from them and they'll come and deliver like a big honking pile of it if you really want that much, which might be more affordable. Or you can make it yourself.
Yeah.
I'm currently making it myself. I realize I need to fix this because I have this like plastic bin thing and you can set it to different sizes and I set mine way too big and it keeps breaking down and I'm like, I'm never going to get compost out of this. So I think I need to make it smaller and then get a second one. So one is like in the works and then the other one is what I'm currently putting things into. Because it's taken forever.
I think that would be the biggest thing of making your own is that it takes so long.
Yeah, it takes forever. I'm sure
they're waiting for stuff to decompose. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, if you actually turned it like once a week and you did these other things that I don't do, it would be faster.
Yeah.
But
well, I heard earthworms are great because they eat stuff and
aerate
and
Nancy, we haven't mentioned her in a while. Nancy Burtlistle.
Saint Nancy, yes.
Saint Nancy. In her book, she was saying that there are worms that specifically come to your compost pile and they're attracted to that type of thing. And they will like ravage your compost and it'll get all warm and whatever. I haven't noticed mine getting warm, so maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm like telling everybody how to do it and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
I don't know, I'm doing it wrong, but you should try what I do. No.
Well, it is working though, because when I did turn it over, it was like the bottom was almost completely degraded, so maybe something's happening. Warm and it's just I didn't notice. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they say that's an issue, right? Like compost piles can like explode.
Catch on fire?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Spontaneously combust.
I think that's probably pretty uncommon, but hey, what do I know? Maybe if you have like
a huge
dry
pile.
newspaper.
Yeah.
That could be the problem.
Or hay or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. If it's
Interesting.
wet, I don't think you're going to have to worry about that. But.
Well, I think that's an issue. That's why you have to dry hay. You can't put hay away wet because something happens and it sets on fire.
When it's wet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me Google it now.
Too soon because I have no idea.
Why can't you put away hay wet? It'll
the fact
mold.
That it will get ruined. Yeah.
Okay, if it is not given enough time to dry or is stored prematurely, heat-tolerant microorganisms can develop in the bales, raising the temperature.
Whoa.
So storing wet hay can cause a barn fire.
That is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was just magic again, but it's microorganisms.
Wow. All right, well, so in that case, compost at your own risk.
Yeah. Stir it, bitches. Stir it. Give it some air.
Give her some air. Yeah, I should probably. Maybe I will tomorrow. I won't.
You go out there and it's like burned a hole through the bin. You're like,
Damn it. I'll post that on Instagram if that happens.
Okay, please do. And be like, barn fire. Microorganisms. No, my God.
Microorganisms, no.
Cool, though.
Yeah. So, bagged. So, I looked up the price because I was like, is this something normal people could afford? You tell me. Because, I'm going to say, I don't know. Okay. Bagged organic compost, if you're just buying it from the bag, you're not buying in bulk, you're just buying it from like Home Depot. I looked at Home Depot. $5.30 for one that's organic, so it's like kind of fancy, for 1.5 cubic feet, which I looked at a calculator because I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
it doesn't sound very big.
Yeah.
And this calculator, I looked up like compost calculator actually. And it says it will cover about 9 square feet in 2 inches of compost.
Okay. So probably for like
$5.
Your little vegetable garden in your backyard, you could use 1 or 2 bags.
I would think so. 9 square feet. Yeah.
So $20 a year, say.
Yeah, which isn't bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you want to use it on like a massive scale,
or your lawn, yeah, that might be a bit much.
Yeah, your lawn.
While you're waiting for your own compost to degrade.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. But I guess if you only have to use it for 1 or 2 years until you actually have your own compost working and going, I don't know.
And cheaper than fertilizer, I would think.
Probably. That's true. And and it can replace a bunch of stuff. So
mulch, fertilizer. Yeah.
Right. I mean, 9 square feet, that's not nothing.
Mm-mm. So I'm thinking that's probably my flower beds up front.
Right. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'm sold.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people could. Well, if you're a gardener and you're really into gardening, you're like willing to spend a little bit of money on your garden. I feel like so. I think most like avid gardeners are gonna be like, oh yeah, I can do $10-20 a year on
100%.
Compost.
Yeah. Or $100 a year for a larger garden. Yeah.
Or free. I mean, if you do it yourself, again, it costs $0. Well, not $0, but
there's time and there's space and there's
and the bin if you get a bin. Although my library gave them away for free, so check the libraries.
Ooh, I should look into that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's it. That's all I got.
There's no granola rating.
46 minutes. That's hilarious.
I love it. We just like talking.
I know. And that's good.
This is our catch-up time.
Yeah. And we shared a little bit about ourselves, which is good.
Yeah.
We got feedback that people want to know more about us. So
we heard you want more intimacy.
Intimacy.
Personal.
Not making
personal
fun.
Flair. No, not making fun.
Not making fun. It's just...
shout out to Tim. Thanks, Tim. He talked to me this weekend about listening to the podcast, and it was very nice. And he was trying to come up with ideas with me on how to make it better. And
and I'm
he was like, "Is intimacy the word I want?" I was like, "Maybe personalization." He's like, "Yeah, I think personalization." I was like, "Yeah, that's probably good." So thanks, Tim.
Yes, I love it. I'm so glad you're listening. Thank you.
Yeah, we love you.
Yeah. All right. So next week.
Yeah, our final episode of season 4.
Yes, it's our last episode of season 4. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I don't know how time flies so much. But we are talking. I'm super pumped for this one. You have to do the research, but I'm so excited. We're talking about tree planting programs.
Yes.
Which is basically like companies that say, oh, we're doing really good things because we're planting 1 tree every time you buy these sandals, whatever. Mm-hmm. And we're looking into those programs and wondering, what the F? We've heard bad things. Spoiler alert.
We have read bad things. We will tell you bad things. We will spill the compost tea.
The compost tea? Or the tree tea?
The tree tea. Tree tea next week. Will not get you high. Okay. Just for the record.
The tree tea. Okay. Anyway.
Tree. Okay, whatever. Anyway, yes. All right. Yeah. Yes. So tune in next week. And thanks for listening this week. Follow us on Instagram. If you don't, we're going to post more videos, reels, because you seem to like those. So let us know what you want to see.
Yeah, we're going to try to be creative. I still have really good ideas. Well, I think they're good. But I've been quite preoccupied. So film yourself repotting your Christmas cactus. Love to see there you go. That's the plan.
Okay. Next week.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.